he gets out here so fast, it's so hard for anybody to contest him, because whoever tries to contest him, you either have to, here are your options, right? You either sprint through this smoke and then hug the wall to dodge the breach stun, or you sit behind bricks, wait for this smoke to drop, but you're going to be stunned. Okay, so it looks like Optic is probably the first team. I don't know what happens in Korea. I don't know what happens in Japan. I don't know what happens in LATAM. But it seems like out of NA and EMEA, Optic is the first one to try this comp. So let's think about the comp a little bit. Not only is Optic running Breach Neon, which Breach is not common on this map, we have V1 running a Breach as well. So what's the value of the Neon here over like something like the Jet? Neon obviously has a lot of value being a rotator because she is fast. She is by far the fastest rotator if you are not counting like chamber TPs, let's say. She's more like dynamic in that you don't have to predetermine which two spots you can rotate between. You can rotate, come back, you can stack, you can leave, you can come back, right? So that can all happen pretty quick. Think about the stuns. Let's see, the stun looks pretty good for spots like backside B, for like short A cubbies. Actually, garage is the big one, right? And like back plat C site. I'm thinking those are probably the best spots for her stuns off the top of my head. I guess it's also pretty nice. The wall, you can probably throw the wall. Probably gets you into B easily. Lets you dodge like info util, like the chamber trips. You can throw the wall straight up C, and it's pretty weird for them to play around, probably. In terms of like map control, yeah, I'm not too sure about how well the wall is gonna work out, but yeah. So we can see, like, even just thinking about it, like we can see like the value Neon can have. The question isn't though, like, does she have any value? It's, does she provide more value than Jet? And I think, you know, obviously with Chamber entering the meta, Jet's less of a necessity. You have another agent that's very well suited to opping, and an agent that produces his own op with 7 ult orbs. So, whatever. So, let's just hop in and see how they use it, right? Alright, so what's the setup? We have... I'm going to pay much more attention to Optic in this video than I am to version 1, simply because Optic's the one running the unusual comp. So, this setup looks like a C-split. Looks like it's going to be a fast C-split. We have a chamber trip for the A push. We have another trip for like a mid push if they're already in garage, right? For somebody coming down mid trying to flank C long if they don't come through window. So we have the double C flank covered, essentially. We see Sova Astra going towards long together, so this makes sense, right? You need to put more bodies through garage. And these guys, when they get smoked out, they can still just Sova dart through it and then come through and trade, right? But they're going to let the garage players contact first, and they can just be here to support and throw their util and blah, blah, blah. So it makes sense to have majority of your players going through garage on this, so see how it plays out.
V1, Effie's is in garage, so they could run it down mid.
I think he's going to take this high gear directly into garage. He's got the relay bull.
Okay, breach flash, stun. Friends, okay, a bit of a whiff, but you know what? It doesn't matter because he's full blind. Okay, keep going. Now we're just running out, and we had the drone up C long. It cleared everything, so now they're already aggressive towards spawn. So they've cleared the site. You know, defenders are gonna start congregating around this. You know, CT spawn, outside garage window position, you know, B rotators, whether they rotate through B or spawn, they all end up here. So this is where you know most of them are going to be. Now, let's see. Do they have another breach flash? I don't think so, given that it's pistol. So I'm okay with him sitting in the smoke for a little bit, but if you go through, it's kind of tough to run through dry and really get much work done. So, yeah, hopefully just chill. We double sit in the spawn smoke. It drops. They take the fight. Oh, but they get the dart to help them, so they pinch them at this choke. So this works out pretty well for them. Because Wibby gets one, but they trade out. FNS gets another. Victor gets one. So it's just trades coming in. Now it ends in a 1v1 though, so not the worst. It's not the worst outcome, but also not the best. You'd at least like to come out of a push like this with a 2v1. Otherwise, you could have been playing time on the bomb, forcing them to come through the choke, you know, make them run into crossfires. Instead, you kind of just presented them the aim duels, even albeit it was unexpected, right? They could have traded out favorably, but you know, it's not always gonna. You know, you're leaving it up to the aim duels at that point.
Now to defend the spike. Crashes is going to hit the running, gets that edge against Ander, and it's going to be really cautious.
And Crash is in a good spot. Nice timing on his peak. Well played. Okay, we have 5-man set up towards A long. Trip for C push, trip for window push, all standard, very standard stuff.
Like how this is going to work, and we've got.
So, breached on this line. Obviously, Neon gets to beat it, right? Neon gets to beat these timings. If they were using an Astro Suck too, right, he would be beating the Astro Suck. Okay, so they stun long for him. He bounces a stun. Okay, so that's cool. I don't see where the bounce goes, right? But it looks like if you throw the Neon stun above there, it'll bounce once, drop the stun behind bricks. Really nice to stun that position. And then I'm not sure if it's like a specific angle that makes it hit the choke or not, but regardless. Nice. Okay, so it looks like this wall is just to make them think he could be running out. They don't know Penny's in this close corner here, though, so he knows they're not up yet. Zelsis running at people with a shorty. Oh, he's aware. Nice. Okay. So, I mean, pretty chaotic, but they're just dumping util running around with Spectres and speedy agents, so not much to say there. We'll see. What's the bonus play? So, I'd imagine we probably go for like a fast B, or maybe we just go back to start with garage control. Not sure what the best call is here. Yeah, so this is gonna to version 1. This looks like it's gonna look the same, but it looks like they're not intending to commit A this time, right? Last time they had 5 outside A. This time they have 3, and they have 2 guys towards garage or mid. So it looks like this is designed to take A control and coerce some version 1 players into making some info plays mid, or trying to reclaim some map control, you know, in retaliation for their map control they lose towards A, if they lose it. And then they'll have, you know, Yaster standing here with a deagle ready to blow somebody's brains out who peeks. So we beat the stun again. We give him the breach flash. We have a Sova Dart going. Where does that go? Okay, Sova Dart going short. So same stuns here. And they have the suck. Okay, so this is the set play. Okay, so I understand this now. So this is the set play. We flash him out long. We dart short. We put the Astro Star for the runaway on A long, and then we stun the corner. So it's like anybody who is long, and they're pulling a star for him. So like he gets out here so fast, it's so hard for anybody to contest him, because whoever tries to contest him, you either have to, here are your options, right? You either sprint through this smoke and then hug the wall to dodge the breach stun, or you sit behind bricks, wait for this smoke to drop, but you're going to be stunned, or you stay towards towards sight side here. You wait for the smoke to drop, and then you're going to get stuck in a suck with a Neon running at you. So it's like, okay, this A long take is actually crazy. So this is awesome from Optic. It's like he gets this 5 seconds into the round, he gets all of this. I would have to I would really have to think about how you would counterplay this. He gets all this space. And then obviously they had the Sova Dart short. This pushed them back, this you know, mitigated Penny's aggression towards short. Now they fall back. So now it's like, now you're like, what's going on here? And then we have Ye looking for a fight around garage. So he tries to walk into garage dry. Maybe a little early for this. Maybe just hold for a little bit. See if, again, like, they respond to the A aggression instead of just going for your duel. You know, but it's playstyle stuff. So however he wants to be playing. And then, okay, and then so it looks like this is going to be his standard wall he throws. And this wall is just going to make it so that anybody playing on the left side of sight has to respect the possibility that somebody has walked up with the wall and lurked into A. So look, it pulls the rotate. We have 3 A now. We have these guys playing off-site B, off-site C. They have info for Garage Hall in front B, but still.
Look at the response here from B1.
So if Ye is still, it does feel like Ye's peak is a little premature, just because it appears that the intention of this play is to pull a rotate over to A and look for a reaction on the other side of the map, and then press your advantage over there. But then you are looking for a dry duel before they even have a chance to make a mistake, right? You're giving them like an easy fight that's not really relevant to do with what's going on the other side of the map. So you're kind of like, you know, you're not using it to your advantage, which is like, I guess is okay if you just want to take those duels. But if this is central to your strategy, then you definitely want to be utilizing it. Oh, so they leave Victor short. Double push from V1 to clear long. So I like this. This is really good from version 1. They're like, all right, Effie's is rotating back, right? So like, all right, we'll clear this out, and then we can just leave one, or we could keep pushing through. Leave one, probably the better play. But they don't know. Nobody knows right here. Oh my god, and they're gonna walk up on Arv in astral form. Oh my god, and he has no idea. He's like, bro, how are they here? Wow. So this is gonna be really bad for Optic. Yeah, okay, so this round's a wash at this point.
Picking up every kill, hitting Optic right before they're ready, and that's gonna be the
Victor's just sprinting through spawn. Awesome. All right, so our setup's different this time. So it looks like we are maybe not going for this set play. I mean, they can still basically do the same thing because the Astra util's global. It's just gonna be minus the breach flash and breach stun. So maybe it's like some conditioning thing. Maybe it's like, okay, we've shown it to them twice. Now they're gonna know, they're gonna respect the breach utility, so we don't actually have to throw it. That could be this. Could also be, let's see, actually, FNS is one off of his ult, so it looks like they're just gonna send him and Ye C long to get him the ult orb and get his ult. So I'm gonna assume this is gonna start with, they're gonna get him his ult C long, they're gonna poke A a little bit, and then they're gonna regroup. Wait, that played so late. That played so late. They're gonna, and then they're just gonna regroup and try to hit a site with a breach ult. So that's my prediction for this round. So it runs past the stun. Okay. Wait, whose star was that? Okay, yeah, that's the offense star. So they actually do a real smoke A long this time. Still dart short. Okay, so yeah, this is really cool A control here. And they get FNS's ult. V1 clearing short with a dog right now. So okay, so we're gonna transition into the mid round soon. So what's the next play? All right, we've kind of secured some space. Everybody's kind of traded a little bit of util. We've shown the op C long. All right, so looks like it's gonna be a drone garage, maybe drone up mid. Yeah, so we're gonna drone to garage. Okay, get a little bit more info. Try to take a little more map control. Okay, so they send the drone in solo. They smoke the garage window. This is to deny the info.
The down version one, they can't quite capitalize off of.
He catches that. Oh, he does not tag him. That's kind of a big deal. He doesn't tag him because it's just less time that they're going to not have the info for.
They're using these resources and they're not getting what they're supposed to.
He tries to shock the alarm bot, doesn't hit it. I don't think he double bounced though, so he doesn't know whether he broke it or not.
Get the walk back towards a lobby.
So this is a lot less pressure for them, right? This is the unfortunate part when you use the drone as like its own player and don't have somebody follow it. Like you don't get to break this util, and so now they know you're not actually in garage.
Haven't really pressured the other.
And it allows them to stay 3 towards A, right? So let's say Astra, let's say they sent one behind the drone, right? And he hits the drone tag on Astra. Well, they run up, they break the bot. Astra has to fall to back sight. Chamber either has to fall with him or aggress to stop anybody from chasing him. And the rest of the team has to be on much higher alert, right? And much more ready to shift over towards C. But since you don't get to break that bot, since you don't get the drone tag, it's a lot less pressure on them. They stack A.
So it feels like version 1 have a good sense of this.
So, I mean, also just like good like awareness from version 1, not to over-rotate off this stuff. We still have the bot up. Guys, they're not in. Probably pretty good comms on the other side to communicate that to their players on the other side of the map. Alright, so fault lines get exchanged. We see the same neon wall coming up, so... And we have a breach ult hitting the entire A bomb site. And now we know Jet's short. Should get traded out soon. Yeah, gets traded out. They flood through the smokes to help their teammates fight, but it's hard to see this going their way. Yeah, so good trade, really good trading from Optic. They trade out into a 2v1. Awesome exec. Just good spacing, good trading all around. It's almost it's pretty interesting actually. So there's something I've been thinking about a lot, right? And that's like, normally you don't want to run into a stack because it's more players there to stop your hit. But when you have an ability like Breach Ult that actually wants more players clumped together to maximize its effectiveness, then you kind of do benefit from them being stacked, so long as they can't stall you out once you pop the Breach Ult. Because it's like, all right, we got that's 3 kills we could get as opposed to 2, right? Their retake's going to be stronger, especially like if they're stacked, they're going to be playing on site in more committed positions and more crossfires, right? So just something to think about. All right, cool. So I mean, we're seeing the value of the neon, right? But are we gonna see the adjustment? Because people don't play against this agent much, right? It's going to be, new things are going to be strongest when they're new. It sounds dumb, sounds obvious, but it's true. New things are gonna be strongest when they're new. So it's like, okay, we've seen the A hit, we've seen like how fast the C splits come in. So I think this is where, spoilers, but I think this is where things start to go wrong from Optic. So let's see, what's the adjustment? Is it the adjustment? Do they stop executing their game plan well? Are they just losing fights? What happened here? So let's find out.
So I believe this should get Victor. But Victor goes short, so he gets right by it. Actually, the direction of the fault line from Effie's has changed. He's now doing it from short. So I believe this should be...
Okay. I'm trying to see. Okay, so they used the neon wall for short this time. They still throw. Okay, so it's basically the same thing as the A long take, but they just swap it to short. So it's again meant to punish any players trying to aggress. He gets up really quick, really fast. Now they have to. No, he could be here. They have to deal with him. But they have 3 people. They have 2 players plus an op posted on him. So this is gonna be really hard to get out. Just kidding. You would just jump across. All right. Well, you just. And now look how fast they can leave. Look how fast they can leave and convert this into a C hit, right? Like, FE's rotated off, like, pretty early, but, like, they're still beating him. Oh, and he almost catches this timing. Here comes the stun. Top side, this is going to be hard to deal with. Oh, he misses. Nice entry. They're running through smokes, though, to fight with each other. Marv's in the smoke. These guys are taking garage space. Ye's still mid, so they're not committed yet. They're really not committed to C. So they should be able to find kills on the rotations here. Marv's running away. Crashy hears all the rotates from here as well. So get him into this position. Looks like Penny is super aware, though. They're like, oh, shit, they're not in. They could be running back now. Runs into the op of Penny, just not expecting him to be posted already. Pretty reasonable. And now, but now with Crashy's in this position, right? Again, you also don't have to commit to A. So they're going A to C, C to A to C. Like, this is insane.
And Crashy's the lurk, that was what they needed. And now it's mind games. Are they going back with a spike to Crashy's, or do they go to A?
The A site's open.
Oh, this is just so well played. Oh my god. It's so well played. And he crosses. Oh my god, he makes it across. He makes it across. This is crazy. Oh, he's trying to off angle for that peak when he could have just tucked. I don't hate it. It's just rough that he gets seen from the other side. Oh, and when he turns the flash, they see his gun. So this is just tough. Gets wall banged. I mean, it's just gonna be so hard to win this now. So, alright, so, I mean, the round was good. The round was good. It's just, some little things went wrong, I would say. kind of broke down in the late round. But the round looked fine. So okay, we're not blaming it on the comp yet. We're not saying the comp is trash. Okay, next round, let's see.
To be aware of that, and he's at this A side.
All right, so I mean we have the same setup basically. 4 towards A. So let's see what happens.
Gonna try to abuse this A setup.
So they're going for the short variation of this this A take again. They eat the breach stun this time. He gets pulled into the suck.
He got hit once.
But oh okay, and they run up. So okay, so they run through the smoke, or they flash through it probably.
He's gonna try to abuse this A setup.
So okay, so yeah, they just decide they're gonna go through and fight. They're like, fuck it, we're not letting you have all this for free. Like we're gonna come fight.
Ooh, he got hit once.
There we go. It's like
You can see this getting punished pretty easily. Oh, yeah, he gets him through the smoke. They don't know that Zelsis is close though, and they don't clear him. They don't clear him, and the trigger discipline, he gets 2.
It takes down 2 players. What can they do here? Doesn't have any flashes left, but we'll have some support coming through. The Seekers come out there to buy some extra space. Nebula comes in. It's not a take back there, but you got to respect.
Oh my god, and Victor just runs through the site behind him, but they hear him. Effie's hears him running. Where did Effie's come from? They just walked through the site to come support him. Oh my god, and then when bomb gets dropped here, Effie's is like, okay, now we're just fighting. Good Seekers. I mean, reload, dog into the smoke. Nice hold from Effie's. Wins the fight. Flash. Oh, and they're just trying to run through. I mean, it's pretty tough there once it's the 4v2, right? Like, I don't know, you got to take some risks. So. All right, so we saw the adjustment. We see the adjustment from version 1. They're like, you're gonna dump util, fine. We're gonna dump util back, and we're gonna run through your smoke, and you're still gonna have to fight us. You're gonna have to fight us. Obviously, the trigger discipline was like the defining fight of this round, right? But you know, version 1's still saying like, no, it's not free. It's not free. You gotta fight for it still. Can't just dump your util and we give it to you.
One off of the cosmic tough hold right here for V1.
Yeah. It's interesting too how they forced Finesse. He has to use the fault lines on a lobby now to slow down possible pushes early on. Sorry, not FNS. Effie's. Confusing my breaches.
Pretty deadly setup here. Zelsis walking down mid. Oh, and this is tough. So it looks like... This looks like to me like they're super aware that this op could be top B. They're very aware of it. Ye's probably waiting for some kind of utility to be able to peek off of. That's why he's like, okay, he was probably waiting for Victor to jump spot for him. Because the neon sprint jump spot is super hard to hit. So it's kind of unfortunate timing. They lose a player to that.
Kenny's got the angle covered, and they get away with that one. 5 versus 4 early for the defense.
Marv is just looking to trade this kill.
Oh, and a freebie. Alright, I'm gonna assume this this round's kind of over.
Out of this round again.
They run into A site, but they're playing full retake. If you can't find any kills here, this is gonna be really hard.
See if they decide to go for it. They also have the fault line that could come through as well. That can be used on hell. There's lots of.
Oh, interesting setup.
There's that quick flash. This should be impossible to hold here.
Oh, nice retake setup.
Here comes version 1 swinging through all the utilities.
Awesome retake setup. So it, like, it wasn't really like super necessary on this round, but let's but I'm certain this is gonna come into play on rounds later in the half. So we have Sky Flash out heaven. Supposed to blind anybody default, anybody long, possibly holding heaven, anybody short. We have Breach Stun coming in for Graffiti and default. We have Jet Dash out into her smoke. We have a second Sky Flash coming for Hell. And then we have a Breach Aftershock for Hell. So this is the power of the Breach on Haven, right? Like this A retake is typically very difficult. But with these combinations, you are like, you're just blowing up everything. Like there's no spot on this bomb site that's not getting hit by some form of utility. There's no, like, imagine you're an attacker in post plant. Where are you standing? Where are you standing to not get hit?
But we had
You're just eating it. You're eating it.
Out of heaven right there. with the aftershock going in.
Looks like we're gonna go 3-2 again. Makes the most sense, I think. So we have the breach stun for the B walk down, deterring mid aggression. They flash him into garage. Dashes in, breaks the bot, throws the wall. This gives space for the long players. It gives space for them to get up. They use the ult for the rotators. So this is something that I have been trying to get my team to do a lot on like maps like Fracture, where we're running a breach, or even on Split, right? It's kind of a waste to use the breach ult on the site when it's only gonna hit one player. It makes a lot more sense to ult the rotators, because usually if you're ulting like the side like rotator space, you will be hitting at least like 2 people with your ult. But when you ult the site, a lot of the time you're only hitting one player who has other util coming for him. And by the time you're able to, like, when they get hit by the breach ult, they'll just hide, right? So by the time you're able to actually kill that player who's ulted on site, his teammates are flooding through smokes to help him. But so if you do it the other way around, you ult the rotators, that guy on site is getting no help, and he's still getting util fucked. So it makes a lot more sense to do that. It kind of ensures your exit goes smoother. Oh, and this, yeah, so this is again, this is another one of the spots where I thought the stun was going to be really strong, right?
Dashes in. Oh my goodness.
His back plat stun.
They're backing out of C long, and he puts up the wall for the C players.
Celsius just goes for this play. I don't mind it, but like, if you're backside, where are you standing right now?
No way!
Oh god, but they don't know about him backside. Oh my god. And it goes into a 1v1. Wait, how do all the kills happen here? So this is there's a 5v4, 5v3. We have Effie's runs through the smoke. He gets traded. Okay, so Xander gets 2. Penny gets a spam through the smoke. Is that what happened? Where does he kill FNS? No, FNS goes up garage window. Okay. He goes up garage window a little too early, maybe.
No way!
And peeks. Yeah, he just tries to peek into him. Looks like he whiffed maybe, and Penny turns on him. That's what it looks like from the map. Okay, so that's probably the kill that cost them the round. The fact that they don't clear back plat, which, again, I don't blame him necessarily, but you also do know the Astra plays there, so it's like, maybe you want to be, you know, alarm bell should be going off in your head. Oh, and that noise. When he misses the jump and makes the noise, this is just gets so hard now, because Penny gets to be certain about his whereabouts as opposed to guessing. And for what it's worth, I like Marv's play, but if he didn't make the noise, but he made the noise, so it's like, it's tough. You kind of, and but I also don't blame him for just like kind of hoping they didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this was again like a really insane round from Optic that kind of just didn't go their way, but like the strat, I would say the strat worked. The strat worked. It just fell apart in other ways. Like, I'm not sure how hard FNS whiffed or whatever, but it looked like a whiff from the map. And then not clearing the guy back sight. If they clear him, especially while he's stunned, if they just swing him while he's stunned, he's dying. I know Victor had to reload his gun, but yeah, if they get those kills clean, like it's like V1's just gonna be on a save, honestly. And last round and a half, we'll see what happens, and then we'll look at the defense and see what goes wrong with the Neon on defense. Okay, so we start C, we get the Astral Orb.
Version 1 didn't burn any user. We don't see a Nebula or anything going up there on long.
Jump spotting mid.
That's actually a win.
Nobody's down mid. Celsius is pushed up here. They break the drone for him. This is huge.
This drone at long, this is so tricky from V1.
And they're aware, but they don't actually full clear it.
Such an important spot there. There's the first frag.
Yeah, they're just too preoccupied with the Opper.
4 versus 3 advantage here for version 1, and there's no way into the A site for Optic. Do they reset now? Do they pull off, or do they just pause and go back into the A site? Rotation for the defenders is coming through as well. In spawn, Xander makes his way.
Astral Wall goes down. I mean, but we still have to deal with this op. Can we just run in? Stun, double stun back sight. Penny just don't miss, dog. Penny does not miss this guy.
What a performance from Penny.
And that's the half.
And Crashies, oh dear.
I respect it. I respect it. I respect it.
With you said, a big deficit. The recovery was epic. 7-5 at the end of the first half. Can
Fuck, so they lose 6 straight. And honestly, like, the Neon was effective. Penny, Best Jet, NA. Oh, I don't. He's like silently, like, I mean, maybe it's not that silent, but like, he's the most consistent. It feels like he doesn't int. He always frags, rifle or op. If God forbid he has knives, bro. Oh my god, when this guy has knives, like, no, the guy's a fucking beast. The guy's a beast. Thank you guys so much for watching. The system well. You can find my links in the description if you're interested in coaching. The details are on my Twitter. Other than that, have a great day, guys.